Amit, you can share your screen.
Yes.
Amit, you can share your screen.
Yeah, I share. Is it visible?
Yes, it is.
Yes. Sir, is it visible to you?
Yeah, that's visible to me. You guys can proceed. Amit, I'll make you the admin and you all can proceed.
Yeah, sure, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks. Sir, shall I start?
Yes, yes, please, please.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Yes, Bhavesh, uh, hope you have
Yes.
practiced the codes that I've shared in the GitHub.
Yes, I have practiced.
So, are you able to get an access, right? Means any difficulty in downloading those code? And
No.
okay. So today we're going to start about the nested loops, and so before that, going about the nested loops, uh, do you have an idea on this looping part? If else, while loop, for loop, iteration?
Yes.
Yeah.
We have
Okay.
covered this, I think.
Okay. So just wanted to give you just a recap on this, and then we can
Okay.
move to the nested if part. Okay. So
Okay.
let me show my screen. I will share some more code today so that you can practice it.
Okay.
Okay. So you can see my screen, right? This is a
Yes.
if else condition, if else if. Okay. So here
Yes.
what I'm trying to do it here. Here we have taken one variable as a test score,
Okay.
and we have initialized one value, and we are just trying to check it like in which grade the student is falling.
Okay.
Okay. So here I'm just adding a comment so that it will be easy for you when you go through this all code. Okay. So this is
Yes.
a data member, or you can say variable, and I will tell you the easy way of understanding the flow of the code also. Okay. So
Okay.
what we are doing, as we have already read or we have initialized a value to this test score. Okay. Here I will going to check the grade based on my number, or you can say marks. So
Yes.
I'm using if condition, and I'm checking is my test score is greater than equal to 90.
No.
Correct. So if this condition is not meeting, means if this condition is not satisfied, then I will look for some other condition. So
Yes.
you check here, is this condition is satisfied with this?
No.
Correct. And what
But
about
135.
yeah.
So
So
the
this is
output will be C.
yeah, correct. So here, as you are aware about this looping part and all, so you easily find it out, right? In case
Yes.
suppose any of this value won't be satisfied with the given condition with given if else, then what we usually do, we go for else part. Okay.
Yes.
As I will first show you some code, then we will move into the nested if.
Okay.
Okay. As we see that we have got a grade C, right?
Yes.
Similarly, let me show you some other code. Okay. You know the for loop also, right? There are different
Yes.
way of. So are you aware about this way of declaring a for loop, or you just know from integer I less than that condition?
I have done this one also, that item is numbers.
Okay.
So I think it will start from 1 and go till 10.
Yes, correct. So here also this for loop actually means that here this item is your temporary variable, and this
Yes.
temporary variable will keep on initializing with the number of element on this array. Or you this is an array kind, this is array variable, number is an array here, or you can,
Yes.
yes, on what type of it is array?
Integer type.
Correct. So number is an array of integer type. Good. So now this number, how many element will it having? This item will be initialized to that. Means initialized in the sense this for loop will run based on the number of element in this array number. Okay.
Okay.
Now let me run it and show you. So there are two ways, you all know that you can
Yes.
click on this and you can run as a Java application, or you can directly run it from there also. So you can see here I'm getting this count 1 to 10, right?
Yes.
Because here this item is initialized with the 10 time. Okay. Now let me check it with some other element. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So it will run how many
Till
times?
15. 15 times.
Correct. So this is another way. And earlier people were using for I is equal to 0. That is also a way
Yes.
of declaring.
Price equal to 0.
Hmm.
I less than 15, 16, 15 years, because it will start from 0. I plus plus.
Good. Okay. Let me run it.
Or you can do I plus 1 if you want to start from 1 to.
Yeah, that's also
Hmm.
okay. We can do that changes. Let me run it and check it. Okay, element zero element. Okay, I need to take
Slash n.
slash n, new line. Sorry.
It should be together.
Yes.
Slash n.
Yeah, I have given space in there. And you were saying I plus one, correct?
Yes, if you want to.
See. So element 0, 1, 1, 1. Okay, sorry. It is taking this element also. So here, so the motive why I'm telling you this, creating this program, I know this that you know it, but how the developer they keep on changing the code and they satisfy their output. That my motive to tell you, so that
Okay.
when you
I
will
think
write,
I plus 1 should be in bracket. So
uh,
that's why
yeah,
it
yeah,
should
yes,
is given. So it is
yeah, you can. That also one way of doing that, or you can directly write system out print. Okay, let's try with your approach. But because I'm writing that, okay, element 1, 2, 3, 4, 16. Because here I am starting from 0 and equal to 15.
Yes.
If I take 15, then it will be come to 15.
Yes.
This thing you can be possible by just adding here a new line. So when you add a new line, this element will keep on printing, and this bracket one, obviously it will, and you want the space, you can give it space also.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the way of doing that. Now today's topic was nested looping, right? So
Yes.
I will show you on the nested looping. What do you mean by that nested loop? So nested looping means, from the name only it might be clear. Do you have idea of that nested looping?
I've done it, but I forgot.
Okay, nested looping means a loop inside another loop.
Yes.
For example, you can say that there is a looping inside another loop, and it the syntax, it might be like, suppose if condition. Okay, inside this, if you are using another if, right,
Yes.
and it is something like else part, or you can say if. So you can, it means that there is a loop inside another loop, means there is a condition inside another condition. So nested looping, or the nested, this is the nested conditions where I'm talking about. Loop mean the sense,
But if else is not a loop, I think.
yeah,
If else is a condition only.
yes, yes, I'm coming to that. So
Okay.
this is the condition part. Now if you want to loop it, loop means for loop, while loop, do while loop, right?
Yes.
For loop, while loop, do while loop, right? So this nested condition you can bring in that for loop also, or nested while loop, or nested do while loop, right? Let me show you one example. You can see my screen, right? This
Yes.
for loop, right? So
Yes.
in this for loop, this is called a looping nested loop. Why? Because
Yes.
there is a for loop inside for. Now
Yes.
in this you can add multiple condition, means if
Yes.
condition, nested condition. So actually my motive was to show you both nested condition and nested loop, but
Okay.
you are already aware of, so I think that we can ignore that and we can focus on the nested looping part. So
Okay.
in that nested loop, you can add it inside this for loop, this one, or okay, let me take it from scratch only. For loop, and inside this another for loop will be there. Okay,
Okay.
and inside this for loop you can use if condition, and another if condition, nested if, whatever you want. So the nested looping, it means that where there is a loop inside another loop, not only the for, but it can have a while loop also, means
Okay.
inside a while loop you can have another while loop, right?
Yes.
Similarly do while also is there. So how many type of looping do you know?
Three types.
What are those?
For, while, do, while.
Correct. So inside do while, you there can be another do while, suppose, or like inside while you want to use suppose for loop, or like anything, miss. So there is a different way of using this nested loop, and the nested loop can be a situation where let me show you the image of this. Okay,
Yes.
let me run this code, then okay.
I can tell the output only like this
Okay,
only.
can
So
you tell me?
first it will be 2, 3, 4, 5. It will go till 6. The first one, then
Hmm.
it will become 2 and then 3. So it will start from 3 again. So first it will go from 2 to 6, then 3 to 7, then 4 to 8, I think so. 4 to
Uh,
9. 4 to 9. Sorry.
Okay, let me run it and then I can show you.
Okay.
The output will come in this way.
Okay. Yeah.
But you were saying something 9 and all, right?
So I was adding the both now. So I
Yes.
value 1 and j value 1. So it will
Yeah.
become 2 and
Yes.
then 6
Yes.
and then that 3 to 7
Yes.
and 4 to 8.
Okay. There is no addition here. Only we are
Yes.
printing here. This plus is just to print value together.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. And the thing is that the how the flow is, first you initialize with I. Okay.
Yes.
Then you check the condition. Then you will come inside. Okay. Then you will check is j is 1. Okay. J is less than 5, condition 2. Then you will come inside, you will print what is the current value of I, 1. What is the
1.
current value of j,
1.
1. Now the loop will come to this part again
Yes.
as it get end. Okay, let me explain you in the paint. Is it visible right to you?
Yes. Yes.
um, hmm. So here how the flow it is, as you can see here, first the first step is what, you will come to this part.
Okay.
Okay, then I is your second step is you will check the condition.
Okay.
Third step, you will come inside. Now you will check it here. What is the current value of j, 1.
1.
Is 1 is less than 2?
Yes. 5.
Correct. So this is your third step, you will check the condition. Fourth step you will sorry, the third step is initialization. Fourth step you will check the condition. And when you will come inside, you will print the value of I and j. So what is current value of I, 1,
1.
and j is 1.
1.
Now as you come out of this loop, the flow will come back here again. And now what is the value of j once your condition is
2.
fulfilled? Good. So 2 is less than 5, condition true. You will come inside. What is the current value of I?
1.
Correct. J,
2.
correct. Now once you do it, again the flow will come till this condition satisfy for J. So
So now
here,
j will be 3.
correct,
I is 1 and j is
correct.
3.
In this way, it will be keep on printing till 1 equal to 5.
Yes.
Now, once this 5 is occur, it will increment again 6, then
Yes.
initialize with 6. If 6 is less than 5, condition immediately falls, so it will
False.
come out of the loop. Now output you
Okay.
can check, it will print this line.
Okay.
Okay. Now once it print this line, this is what step? This you can say uh, printing is your fifth step. This is your sixth step. Means when you come out of that loop. Now
Okay.
once you come out of the loop, the flow will,
Repeat again.
yeah.
Yes.
Now the flow will go to which part of the for loop? This part.
Yes.
Okay. Now I value become what?
2.
Correct. Is 2 is less than 3?
Yes.
Is good. So 2. Okay. Now you will check what is the j value, current j
1.
value. Good. You will check the condition 1 is less than 5.
Yes.
So in this way this flow is go on. So it
1.
will be like this: 2 1,
2. 2.
2 2,
2. 3.
2 3,
2. 4. 2. 4.
2 4, and
2. 5.
2 5. Similarly, once you condition become false here, means j value becomes 6, you will again exit out of the loop and you will print this line. Then the flow will go back again.
Yes.
Here less than equal to 3 is there, so I value will become 3, and you
Yes.
will same step, sorry, you will do the same step for 3, so it will become again 3 1, 3 2, 3 3, right?
Yes.
3 4,
3.
like this. So in this way, this nested for loop will works. If you remember
Okay.
this step, now nobody can uh, like uh, forget about this. This I also used to follow this step. So always remember, you remember this way of approaching that condition, first step, second step, then you come inside. So it will become easy for you to prediction of output to find out the output of any for loop, any program. Okay, so
Okay.
in the same way we can do it. Similarly, you can do it for loop, you can do it for other loop. Okay, so this
Okay.
is the one example of for loop, and let me save it first. Do you want to try this program in your system by making some changes? Okay, let me take do some changes. Take it 5, and I'm taking into 7, and want to run it. Sorry.
So why there is a warning here?
Just, this is with respect to other program in this pattern, not with respect to this program. Just give a minute. One minute.
You can minimize that.
Yes, I'm doing that. One minute. Actually, my mouse is having some issue. That's why while dragging, it's not coming here.
Okay.
Yeah, now it came. So as I have run it here program, so you can see here. So first, here this first for loop is what it will tell you this how many times this I value will come, and the second for loop is for your j value. Okay,
Yes.
so here let me run it another program. Okay, so this industrial this program is also I want to show you. This is a very good program, printing a pattern which is based on the same for loop that we have seen before. But before
Okay.
going to this, I wanted to share you some industries why they use this nested for loop or while loop.
Okay.
So nested any loop, not only the for loop. Nested loop, first thing is it will reduce your task. Okay, means when we
Okay.
use nested for loop or nested while loop, it help you to achieve the functionality in easier way, right? You can do this for loop, okay, instead of nested for loop. If you want to work with the two dimensions, suppose matrix and all, where row and columns are there, then how you can work it? Are you getting what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
Like for example, suppose here tomorrow you want to work with some matrix. In mathematics you might have worked in matrix, right? Are
Yes.
you aware about it? Yeah. So matrix is usually what it is having two structure, right? Means
Rows and columns.
correct. So the nested for loop will help you to work with such data where you are working with the two dimension. Means where you want to work with the row and you want to work with the column. Okay, this is your
Okay.
row, this is your column, right? So in such
Yes.
scenario, this nested for loop is uh, helpful, and specifically for loop is mostly used in the nested for loop because that for loop will give you condition, increment, initialization on the same line, right? That is not
Yes.
possible in while and do while. So this point in the industry, when you work on the mathematics, statistic, at that time this for loop will be helpful. So it will help you to work with the two dimension data where you have both row and column. Okay. Second thing, it will help you to achieve the task uh, in more precise way when you are working with a for loop. Then when you want to work with the two variable or more than two variable. So nested for loop, it doesn't mean that you work with only row and column and two only. Suppose if you have a three dimension, in that case also your for loop will work. So when the number of variable is more, okay, at that case your nested for loop or nested loop will help you. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes.
In case suppose tomorrow you want to work with a three dimension data, then you need to use three loop, right? First
Yes.
is your for length, breadth and width.
Yes.
So nested loop will help to work with more than one variable. Right? So in this
Yes.
way, this looping will help you. So just by looking into the scenario or case study, you should be able to understand that where you should use nested loop or simple looping. Okay, let me give you one case study. Then I will want to know from you how you will go ahead. Suppose one case study is you need to write a program to find out whether person is eligible for voting or not.
Okay.
Okay. Next question. Um, I want to print prime number between 1 to 50. And the third is, if I say you, I want to print or you can Java program to print pattern, and pattern can be like this.
Okay.
Okay. Now fourth question is, write Java program to multiply to matrix. And okay, so out of this four question, can you
Yes.
tell me where the for loop, nested for loop, or if condition, what actually will be used? Can you
So
tell?
first one we will use if else condition
Good.
because there is two options only. If
Yes.
it is eligible or not eligible. In second one we will use for loop. We can initialize I to 1 and we can find out that if the number is prime or not. In the third and fourth one we can use nested loops because it has two more than two variables, such as
Good.
it has rows and columns also.
Yes. So what you have said at the last, that is your key point. What you have said at the last, two variable, right?
Yes.
Because of the number of variable will you need to work on multiple variable at the same time, you are using nested for loop, right? This is
Yes.
a key point to remember it when we use it for loop, or when we use it nested for loop, or nested while loop, or nested do while loop, right? So this thing, in interview they can ask you like where you can use nested for loop or where you can use simple for loop, so you should be able to understand it. So here,
Okay.
as you said, absolutely correct. Here you can use for loop, while loop to print prime number less than 50, or you can say from 1 to 50. Good. This third one, how did you see that? Because here you see pattern. So here you're working on row and column. Two
Yes.
variable you need it, right? One variable is for what?
Rows and another is for
Good.
columns.
So with respect to this, I'm adding explanation also. So you can, just by looking into these notes, you can recall it anytime. Okay. So here
Okay.
you need to work with two variable. Why? Because here the pattern involves rows and column. So you need one variable to manage row and another variable for column.
Yes.
And the more important thing, you need to manage both simultaneously, right? Simultaneously,
Yes.
as you have seen in our example, that the pattern involving both row and column, and with respect to one variable other keep on changing, like when suppose this, let's take an example of this only. So here when you see, when the row, this address of symbol is 1 at the row 1, it is present in the column 1 also, right? So
Yes.
both you need to manage simultaneously. Similarly, when you move to the row second row, but column you should be run how many times?
Two times.
Good. Because this symbol is coming 2 times. Similarly, in the third row, when you come
Three
at a,
times.
I value 3 times, when the I
Yes.
value is 3 for row, means for third row, your column should run 3 times. So it
Yes.
is working simultaneously. Good. Now for this also, you said absolutely correct. Here also, we need nested loop because matrix involve both row and column. So when you multiply two matrix, it will be also in the row and column, right? So you
Yes.
need nested for loop. Good. So let's see one program. As you can see my screen, right? So what
Yes.
I'm doing here, this pattern is my class, or in this class pattern, what I'm doing here, I'm accepting an input from a user. Do you know how to accept input from user?
Yes.
Okay, good.
But why you have used that import java.util dot that
Yeah,
multiplication sign?
this one. Yeah, this is the reason because I'm using scanner.
Yes,
Okay,
but uh,
let me comment it. See this. Red sign is coming, right?
yes, I
Hmm.
know that, but I am just asking why you have used that multiplication sign
Okay.
java.util.multiply because what I have been told that to use java.util.scanner class.
Yes, the reason is inside this util, this scanner
Yes.
class is there, right? In this
Yes.
package, scanner class is there. So suppose if you are not sure about that which class you want to import it, or in case suppose you are not aware about it, so you can simply dot star so that with respect to this package, whatever syntax, whatever library you will or keyword that you are going to use in your program, it will it will not give any error for those. For example, this is scanner is for what? Only for scanner keyword.
Yes.
Okay, there is multiple keyword that comes inside this util package, so they will not going to be support, right, if you just add a scanner.
Okay.
Okay, so when you add this star operator, it means that uh, all the syntax that are coming inside this util or that is defined in this scanner class or this util package, it will make eligible for your code, means your code will run successfully for that. You can keep your cursor here and it will show you. Okay, let me put a cursor scanner. See, so this scanner is one class. Actually, uh, people make it complex this one, but scanner is actually one Java class inside this package that will help you to read a code. Means for accepting the input from a user, there is one
Yes.
Java code that work behind it.
Okay.
Okay, so in order to use that, you simply add a scanner here. But what about other thing? Suppose you want to do other thing also. Let me show you. I think I might have detail about it. Just 1 minute.
Okay.
Okay, let me show you here itself. Hmm. So actually they follow this path, right? Means import Java util scanner. Okay.
Okay.
So suppose if you are sure about it that scanner library also only you need to use it, then we simply write it scanner. Okay, in the code,
Okay.
or you can write it simply import Java util dot scanner. But suppose you want to use some other package or library in your code, then is it feasible that you will write multiple time import java util scanner, import java util for that file, import java util for that particular package? Is it feasible for that? Is it feasible?
No.
Okay, so that is the reason, right? Means, is it not feasible to write like this, import java for beginner purpose? Might be, sir has told you, you can use both the thing. I am
Okay.
explaining you so that in case you want to use anything else with respect to that, then you can use it. Like suppose scanner, in case suppose you want to use some other thing, import java dot util dot, these are the different packages are available inside this. Okay,
Okay.
so when I put a dot, different type of like array list is there. Okay,
Okay.
you can put array list. So instead of adding all this one by one, you can take it simply this one. So when you take it this one, all these classes will automatically add it in your code.
Okay.
Okay, so this is
But
a
why there is a yellow line below that?
because I am not using any array list in my program anywhere.
Okay.
So it is showing that remove unused import. When I click on this, it will get removed. Here also it is
Okay.
showing yellow line because with scanner I'm using only the scanner in my program, but I'm not
Yes.
using anything else.
Okay.
But in industry, when you work on the industry, you need to use this util star. The reason why, because unnecessary the length of the code will increase if you keep
Yes.
on writing this scanner, array list, or some means, as I've shown you, right, there are
Yes.
multiple packages are there inside this
So
concurrent
can
function.
we import from other like files also that you have like EnterTech Learn Java? So you
Hmm.
can import from there also any class,
Which,
or it is predefined classes
sorry,
only.
I did not understand what you said.
So we also make some programs, so
Hmm.
we can import uh, from that also, from that class also.
Yes.
Like if you have that EnterTech Learn Java here, so you
Hmm.
can import any class from that also.
Yeah, we can import the class from that package also when you working on the similar code, or when you want to use the function and method defined in that package. So for example, this package class object, if
Yes.
I want to use this package inside my another package like this about 3, I can use this. In that case,
Okay.
I need to give this class object dot pattern.
Okay.
Inside this pattern, whatever method I want to use it, that I can give it.
Okay.
Okay, so hope you have understand what is tree structure. It is called hierarchy actually. The last is actually the Java class inside this
Okay.
folder.
Yes.
Just like this, inside this hack weather, inside this hack weather, how you can have it. This class object, inside this class object, you have this several classes, right?
Yes.
So in that way. So here what I was explaining, this scanner is for accepting the input from a user. Okay, now Now here what I'm doing, in order to read that value, I will use sc.nextInt. Why I use
Mhm.
an xint? Because height will be integer. I'm
Indeed.
accepting one height
Yes.
which is integer.
If it is string, you have to use next line.
Yes, good. Now here, once you get this value, here you will do the same operation. And here, okay, let's take a pattern at rate itself. Now how the flow is, one, suppose height value you take it any value, uh, suppose 5. Okay,
Okay.
so is 1 is less than 5, condition
Yes.
true. You will come inside, you will check j is equal to 1, j is
Yes.
less than I. What is the current value of I?
1.
Correct. So j is condition 2, you will print iterate, you will come inside, you will go back again. Now what is the current value of j? 2.
2.
So you will check the condition, is 2 is less
False.
than I? False. So you will come out of the loop,
Okay.
right? And this system of print means here you don't want any space, so that's why I have given this. Okay,
Okay.
double slash. Okay, so now once you will come back again here as this condition become fulfilled means false. Now what will be the value of j? I 2.
2.
Okay, after increment it will become 2. So 2 is less than height means 2 is less than 5, condition true. You will come inside, then I value is 1, is 1 is less than 2, condition true. You will
Yes.
print it, and then this loop will run how many times? 2
2
times, because
times.
I value is 2 times.
2.
Similarly it will keep on running. Let me show you the output. Give any height value.
5.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
We have to enter only.
Yeah, see here. So as based on this I value, it is printing correctly, right?
Yes.
First loop it is printed 1 time, then 2 time, then 3 time, then 4 time. Similarly, if you are not happy with this, you can use it another symbol like B for Bhavesh. So let's run it. See this,
Yes.
right? So in this way, the nested for loop, how what you understand from here, when you want to work with more than one variable at the same time, means they both will manage same time.
Okay.
Okay, so we use nested loop. So I have
Yes.
shown you one example. Do you want to try on your system any of this code?
Yes, I can try.
Uh,
But
okay,
there is no need of that system.out.println, that last line.
okay, let me comment it. See here.
Okay.
I told you, right, that it's give a space, and for next line we need to add it here.
Okay. So that is for next line.
Yes, and it will give you, it means there is no space should come between the variable, and it will be print in the next line, means next space.
Okay.
Okay, like now suppose if you add it one more slash in here, let's show you. Let's add 5. See here,
Okay.
extra spaces is coming, right? So
Yes.
that is why I've added there no slash n, and I have given only this double inverted, means double quotes.
Okay.
So that is the reason we use this code. So I hope are you getting this code, and it is easy for you to work with such code, right?
Yes.
And I have done various coded based on the looping and all. You can work on this.
Okay.
Okay, let me show you one by one. There is one more code I have written, which is based on uh, this for loop itself. Here I can means inside for loop I use if condition. Okay, this
Okay.
is something different from this nested loop, but it will give you idea like how you can use with condition inside for loop. Instead of this, you can use any condition, while, or anything. So here
Okay.
what I'm doing, here I have read one array, and I'm searching for one key, one value inside my array.
Okay.
Okay, so like so it is showing you the index of that. So here what I'm doing, I am just checking the length of my array, and based on that I'm just checking every array element with my search value. Like suppose search for what value? 12 here.
Okay.
Okay, so it will check for every index array. Like suppose
Okay.
0, what is a index 0, which element is present at index
32.
0? Good. Is 32 equal to 12?
No.
Correct. So it won't come inside. Okay. And
Okay.
this will keep on running. And once this condition satisfy, then it will come inside. It will make the found it variable value true and immediately break. Do you know break
Yes.
and continue?
Yes. So it will exit the loop.
Yeah, it will exit from the loop. If
Yes.
found it means if it true, you
Okay.
should, whenever you initialize a true inside any condition, it means that condition will always run.
Okay.
Okay, means true means just like one. Okay,
Yes.
so if found it,
So we don't write that if found it is equal to double equal to true,
hmm, we can write
or
that also.
okay, but it
Means
will run without that also if you
yes,
don't write double equal to true. Okay.
yeah, that's all. I just add it in the new way so that I can uh, give you some complexity. So that's why I had done in that way. You can try like this also, as you said it. That is also correct. If
Yes.
found it equal to true, then it means that you have got that variable. Sorry, you have got that
I had that doubt
element.
because we have initialized found it to false, so that's why I was thinking that.
But here, once the condition become true, then it will be initialized.
Okay.
Okay, means once now this variable will become true, you can add inside this only. Okay, you can add here if condition, if you want, that if found it will become true, then you no need to add this part. Are you getting?
Okay.
See
Yes.
here, if this become true here, you are breaking, right?
Yes.
So you can add this condition inside this for loop
Yes. Yes.
itself, and you can do it.
Okay.
So this is the explanation for the nested for loop. I will give you some more example tomorrow in the next class when we connect. I will
Okay.
we will going to solve on nested while loop and do while we will check it. So here
Okay.
today what I will do, I will upload this code in my GitHub account. You can
Okay.
follow my GitHub account. So there whenever I will upload, you will get notification.
Okay.
Okay, so this code I have written for you itself so that you can practice on the multiple if condition, looping part.
So
This
do you
program,
want me to practice this only, or you want to give me another one?
uh,
New.
you can practice on other one. These are from my side. I'm giving you some
Okay.
code so that you can get familiarity with that. These
Okay.
are some complex code. Okay, you can do one thing. This code you should try today, and in the next
Okay.
class you just try to explain me. Are you aware about the method? uh,
Yes, I
User
can.
defined method, like suppose here you're calling calculate interest, so
Yes.
how this method will or function will going to call another the body.
Yes. So it will pass on the values.
Yes, so it will call this calculate interest, it will initialize the
Yes.
value here. So let me run this code and you can check it.
This is fine.
Yeah, so like this 10,000 at 2% interest is this one. Then I just written from my side this random code. Okay, so you can
Okay.
try this today. I will upload this after this class, all the modules, all the code.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
so I just wanted to know from, is it clear what is the nested loop?
Yes.
Okay, and industries means use cases.
Yes. So if we have more than one variable, we have to use nested loop. Or
Yes,
if we are dealing in two-dimensional array,
yeah. When you
matrix
want to
type or
work with
3D.
yes, two dimension, three dimension, at that
Yes.
time you use nested loop. And when you want to work with two variables simultaneously, like here we are working on I and j, we were managing both I and j simultaneously, right?
Yes.
So that is the reason we use. So these are the use cases I have given in pattern printing. Okay, in matrix condition, mathematics solving questions, when you want to work with more than one variable pattern. So these are some questions. So I will
Okay.
upload this. Okay, let me upload it now itself. Okay, I will upload it after this class. All this code, you can
Okay.
download it from there.
Okay.
Any doubt, any question you have, you can ask me.
No.
Okay. So in the next class, I will make you. Uh, understand on the nested while loop. Have you
Okay.
done work on while loop, nested while loop?
Nested while loop. So I know the while loop. Nested while loop. I think it will be similar to for loop.
Yes, yes. Yeah. What about this do while? Have you work on that?
Yes. So in
Okay.
this one, the condition runs first, and then they check on that. So
Yes.
the difference between do while and for loop is that in for loop they check the condition first, and in do while the program get executed once, the loop get executed once, and then they check the condition.
Yes, correct. So in this way, you can do on more hands-on code. I will upload all this code today. Okay. But I will like, say you like you can try with this code, what I have shown you now.
Interest one.
Yes, this looping. This will help you to understand the method, how the call happens. Means how this
Okay.
method will going to call their body. Okay,
Okay.
call their body in the sense here you have just given the method name, but when you give a method name, it is calling to their body. And where is the body? This one. This is the
Okay.
body of a method, and they will do the operation that is given inside the body.
Okay. So you are entering double amount and you have entered 10,000.0.
Hmm.
So if we can we pass 10,000 to also if we
Yeah.
don't pass that point zero.
Yes. You can pass that double and all. They are used for double decimal data
Yes,
when
yes, yes.
for double data. So you can work with that data. You
Okay.
can initialize with not only zero. You can give it like this value also. Just try with so that you will get an idea how the values are changing. Like here, even okay. So when I given only 10,000, so it is showing me 200.0. The reason why, because this,
This is double.
yeah, this is double, right? So that is the reason.
And what is that string format where your cursor is that
Yeah,
percentage dot 2f?
it means that it will support till two value after decimal.
Okay.
Okay, percent two means it will support two value after decimal. Like here, it will support like 901 or 09 means two digit. It can't support more than that.
Okay.
It means that.
Okay.
So I will upload this code, go through this all this code, and ask me if you have any questions. So in the next
Okay.
class we will work on those nested while loop and some more example we will look into this.
Okay.
Okay. Okay then.
Yes.
I will upload this code after 1 hour. You can
Okay. No
follow.
issues.
Yes, yes. Do you have any
Okay.
question?
No.
Okay, I will upload after 1 hour. You can download it from there and run all this code and let me
Okay.
know. You can change it the code, means
Okay.
try change the code and
You
try
can
to
give
understand.
me an question any make program to make so I can try that
Yes,
one.
I will give you. Yeah, definitely. I will
Okay.
share you the code. Means I will give you some exercise program. You can
Okay.
try on that.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Bye. Take care.
Bye. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.